check it out. There's something about Cameron Diaz hosting NBC Saturday Night Live tonight with the music of the Smashing Pumpkins. Your local news is next.
Members of our community join forces to raise money for the American dream. But first, the benefit is held for a man slain in the French Quarter. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ken Jones. Susan Roberts has the night off. Friends of a man murdered in his French Quarter home last year are keeping his memory alive while raising money to fight crime. Today at the House of Blues, raffles and silent auctions were held to raise money for the Kevin Woolridge Foundation. Woolridge was murdered on July 7th of 1998 while he and a friend were walking their dog. Instead of wallowing in sadness, however, these folks raised money to help fight crime.
We have the image of a city that isn't safe. People aren't going to want to visit here. So those of us that work here and those of us that live here, we have the responsibility and we have the opportunity to make it a better place.
The two teenagers charged with Woolridge's murder, Kevin Traynor and Aaron Fleming, will head to court at the end of the month. Money is also being raised tonight for another community cause. A special gala is being held at the Bank One Center for Habitat for Humanity. The organization makes owning a home a reality for folks here in the city as well as across the country. People volunteer their time building homes for other people, and in return, a home is built for them. Interest-free. WDSU 6 News is a proud sponsor of tonight's event. 3 families are homeless this evening after fire destroyed their apartments on South Durbany Street. One firefighter was treated at Charity Hospital for minor injuries. Investigators say the fire started in the back of the building, which eventually collapsed. The cause of the fire is still unknown at this point. In medical news, cases of equine encephalitis are being reported in Baton Rouge tonight. State Health Department officials are warning folks to wear long-sleeve shirts and long pants while outside. Meanwhile, in New York, a deadly outbreak of St. Louis encephalitis has city leaders taking drastic action. Tonight, small airplanes are spraying insecticide throughout New York City. Health officials are warning people to stay indoors during the spraying. So far, 3 people in New York have died from the disease. 89 cases are currently under investigation. A forest fire in Washington state is being battled on the ground as well as the air, while firefighters are dropping flame-retardant solutions from planes. Another team is trying to build a fire line to contain the flames. So far, more than 120 acres have burned. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. A dramatic rescue in Alaska. The Coast Guard says 5 tourists and 1 crew member from the Crown Princess cruise ship spent the night on a glacier. Their helicopter went down during a sightseeing trip near Juneau. Rescue crews say bad weather forced the chopper down. Luckily, no one was seriously hurt. In June, 7 people died when their helicopter crashed into the same glacier. And tonight, the Indonesian government is remaining defiant despite 7 hours of condemnation by the UN ambassador. President Clinton is calling on the Indonesian government to restore law and order immediately. Brooke Hart reports.
After 10 days of burning and looting in East Timor, UN officials for the first time surveyed what's left. They inspected damage in the capital of Dili, alongside leaders of Indonesia's military, suspected of supporting militia gangs in a campaign of terror against civilians.
It was pretty shocking to see it firsthand, the destruction in Dili.
As many as 200,000 refugees, a quarter of the population, have fled East Timor in the chaos that followed last week's overwhelming vote for independence from Indonesia. Some found shelter in refugee camps in Australia. Others fled to elsewhere in Indonesia, many of them hiding out in the mountains.
There's a serious humanitarian crisis out there in the mountains and the bush, and we've got to do something about that urgently.
What do we want? What do we want?
Pro-democracy groups in Australia call for Indonesian troops to pull out of East Timor. 6 nations, led by Australia, are ready to intervene, but so far Indonesia's military resists. President Clinton, meeting with Asian Pacific leaders in New Zealand, expressed optimism Indonesian leadership would soon let an international force restore peace.
I think you'll see a development here in the next couple of days. I think something will happen. I'll be surprised if it doesn't.
But such a mission wouldn't be welcome elsewhere in Indonesia. Protesters in the capital of Jakarta warn outsiders to stay away, that unrest in East Timor is their problem. In Washington, Brooke Hart, NBC News.
President Clinton has suspended all military aid and sales to Jakarta, and he says he's ready to suspend economic aid as well. Still to come, car manufacturers are recalling thousands of vehicles. We'll tell you if yours is on the list. Plus, tired of wearing contacts or glasses? Well, there's a new eye surgery that'll have you seeing clearly without eyewear.
And we are still watching Hurricane Floyd. It has not intensified over the past few hours, but the forecast does intensify it. I'll tell you where it's forecast to move coming up in just a moment.
You're watching Channel 6 News tonight with Susan Roberts and Ken Jones. AMS meteorologist Margaret Orr with weather and Stan Verrett with sports. A day for relaxing.
It's a day to celebrate the people that make this country what it is.
Special moments with family and friends.
You get a chance to socialize and talk with people that you don't see every day.
We are working long hours, but I'll put the American workforce against anybody in the world.
WDSU celebrated with you this past Labor Day. Tune into the team that always has you in mind. Louisiana's first WDSU 6 News.
Life here used to be kind of dull, but ever since Ren McCormick arrived, things have loosened up just a bit. The Broadway sensation about a boy, a town, and the spirit that moved them. Footloose is magic, says Liz Smith.
September 14th through the 19th at the Sanger Theater. Tickets are on sale now. Call 522-5555. Presented by the New Orleans Broadway series.
Red Door. The irresistible fragrance from Elizabeth Arden. Open it.
Now, get this fabulous free 14-piece beauty gift featuring the best of the best. Yours with any 1950 purchase, only from Elizabeth Arden at Dillard's.
Premium cut lumber. Quality wood products with fewer gouges and knots, less bark, warping, and twisting. Other lumber doesn't stack up. Premium cut. Quality wood products. Only at the Home Depot.
Thousands of vehicles are being recalled by two car manufacturers. Saturn is recalling their new 2000 LS model between May and July. Reports claim they have safety defects. The Ford company is recalling the 1998 and 1999 Ford Contour and Mercury Mystique compact sedans. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the accelerator cable could fray, making it difficult for the car's engine to idle. If you want more information about this situation, you should go to your dealer, who should probably offer you free repairs. Well, today is there is a whole menu of treatments and options for people who want to throw away their glasses. The latest procedure involves an implant that can be removed if it doesn't work. Demetrio Kalodimos reports.
Active life just didn't mix with glasses or contacts for Scott Grismore. Athletic and into outdoor recreation, Scott would sometimes go without, sacrificing his ability to see to avoid the hassle.
I do a lot of outdoor work, a lot of camping and hiking, and it's just not good to be trying to take contacts out and put them in the morning when you're camping.
Can you look at the light right above you, Scott?
Scott decided Intact's corneal rings would give him the freedom he wanted and let him see at the same time. Intacts are brand new, just approved by the FDA last spring. They are tiny plastic rings implanted into the cornea portion of the eye. The operation takes less than an hour.
How it works is that it makes the outer portion of the cornea a little thicker, which raises the outer portion and has the effect of flattening the overall curvature of the cornea. And that's what's needed to correct the nearsightedness.
Nashville eye surgeon Peter Aerosmith says Intacts are designed for people like Scott with mild to moderate nearsightedness. In the future, Intacts should be able to tackle tougher problems. But right now, they correct vision up to 2300. Intacts bring nearly everyone to 2040 or better. 3/4 achieve 20/20 vision. Over half are better than 20/20.
And the better than 20/20 group, 53%, that are better than 20/20, 2016, 2015.
Another big plus for Scott is that Intacs can be removed later if his prescription changes or if he wants to try something else. He's thrilled to be rid of the daily hassle, says he can't feel them at all, whereas contacts bothered him a lot. It took a few days for his vision to stabilize, but now he's ready to join the active seeing world.
And I'm going on a whitewater rafting trip in 2 weeks, and I'm looking forward because the whole weekend I won't have to deal with, you know, my contacts or anything.
In Nashville, Demetria Kaladimos for NBC News.
And if you want more information on this procedure, call the number there on your screen, 1-877-888-5372. It's important to remember that Intacs is only for people who have mild cases of nearsightedness. Something a lot of folks in New Orleans have been talking about, the new first couple in the city. Mayor Marc Morial married his fiancée Michelle Miller in a ceremony straight out of a fairy tale. WDSU 6 News reporter Mike Aiken shows us a large crowd turned out to watch.
September 11th, 1999 turned out to be the perfect day for a wedding.
It's hot. I'm surprised everybody's waiting so long.
And the crowd outside St. Louis Cathedral was enthusiastic, even if they didn't all know exactly what was going on.
I have no idea. It must be a celebrity getting married or something.
For others, the mayor's wedding was another great excuse to come out and enjoy the Vouqueré.
Gorgeous weather. We were down here, thought we'd pass by and see what was going on. And we may not have missed anything.
As police escorted limousine after limousine to the cathedral, still others admitted the real reason they came out to watch.
I want to see the dress.
And the bride-elect didn't disappoint. Resplendent in a Harold Clark-designed gown, Michelle Miller whisked her way into the wedding, where the future of this marriage became apparent with one question.
Childbearing responsibility and take the childbearing responsibility. And she said, yes, and sort of leaped forward. So everybody got a chuckle out of that.
After the hour-long ceremony, it was off to the reception, where the entire city met the new couple.
Mr. and Mrs. Marc Morial.
And the mayor learned his first lesson in how to be a successful husband.
We have,
Can I say something?
oh, certainly, baby. Yes, honey.
As the mayor and his new bride start living happily ever after.
They really tried to accommodate a tremendous number of people and make it as festive as possible. And I think they did that.
Mike Aiken, WDSU 6 News.
Members of the Louisiana Philharmonic Orchestra also gave a special performance for the newlyweds during their ceremony. Of course, we wish them well. Well, when we come back, hundreds of folks set out for a big boat race on Lake Pontchartrain, all for a good cause. Plus, meteorologist Margaret Orr has the latest coordinates on Hurricane Floyd. Find out if he's headed to the Gulf. We'll be right back, everyone.
You don't need much in your pockets, just 99 cents for Wendy's delicious quarter-pound double-stacked cheeseburger, made fresh so it's hot and juicy.